Hey, good morning. Time for our morning cup of joe. What we're going to start with today, how about chopsticks? Well, most of us don't use chopsticks for breakfast, but in Asia, many people do. And believe it or not, there's a controversy about this. Why? In China, for example, they consume about 60 billion chopsticks every year. And I say consume because those chopsticks are made of wood, which means that a lot of trees are cut down. One tree furnishes about 4,000 or so chopsticks. China now is the biggest importer of wood because of their huge problems of deforestation. And some of that is due to chopsticks. Is there a solution to this? Well, they, of course, have been using chopsticks for millennia, and they are used to using chopsticks, so it's pretty hard to uh, kind of gravitate them towards cutlery. Of course, you don't want to use disposable cutlery either. But in any case, here is one instance where the plastic chopsticks are environmentally superior. They can be washed and they can be reused, and you don't need to cut down trees. All right, we have our problems here as well as far as plastics go. For example, with balloons, especially the mylar balloons, which are filled with helium. In this particular study, researchers collected balloons from the Great Lakes, and they estimate that there are more than 500,000 such balloons that end up just in Lake Erie alone. These are the balloons that are used to celebrate birthdays, graduations, etc. There are all kinds of problems here. First of all, they're made of mylar, and that does not biodegrade very easily, ends up in the environment, and then they are filled with helium. Helium is not an inexhaustible resource. We need helium for all kinds of things. We need helium for MRI machines, for example. Here is one case where I would suggest that we really need to cut back on the use of these balloons and maybe even eliminate the mylar balloons and helium balloons. There are other ways to celebrate birthdays. This is just unnecessary. Well, continuing on in the plastics discussion, this paper came across my desk about bisphenol A. Now, bisphenol A is a very commonly used material today to make polycarbonate plastics. Polycarbonate is a very hard plastic, very difficult to break. We use it in the lab all the time because it is so durable. Now, there are issues about polycarbonate because one of the chemicals used to make it, bisphenol A, is found in small amounts in the environment, and it's an endocrine disruptor. There are concerns here. But I have a concern with this paper. Why? It is certainly a scientific paper published in a journal, but they refer to BPA, bisphenol A, as a plasticizer. It is not a plasticizer. It is a component of the plastic. It is one of the substances that is used to make the polymer. And once it has been incorporated into the polymer, it no longer exists as a monomer. Of course, it doesn't mean that there are no small amounts that are released into the environment through manufacture or from the breakdown of polycarbonate, but it is not a plasticizer. Plasticizers are chemicals that are added to plastics to make them soft and pliable. For example, polyvinyl chloride is a plastic that has to be soft and pliable, like for shower curtains or for my PVC ducts. And phthalates are added in order to do that. Those are plasticizers. Bisphenol A is not a plasticizer. So anyway, in this paper, they make an argument for reducing the use of BPA as a plasticizer. This is totally fallacious. It is not used as a plasticizer. This study is also done with goldfish, and what they have done is they've dissolved bisphenol A in water, they've exposed goldfish to it, and then they measured some sort of nervous system function in the goldfish. And they insinuate that this means that bisphenol A should not be used as a plasticizer, but it is not used as a plasticizer. So anyone who can make a major mistake like that, you have to question everything else that they say. So I would say, in this particular case, that study is pretty fishy. See you next time.